Well, I've been working on manufacturing from an innovation policy perspective for a long time. MIT has had a big project following the 2007 and 9 recession, looking at the manufacturing sector in the US and tying it to the innovation system. How was it affecting US innovation? And that project, which was called Production in the Innovation Economy, I was part of. I was an advisor to that big study, which resulted in a 2-volume kind of deep backgrounder on what had happened to US manufacturing and correspondingly to US innovation. And then two of MIT's presidents were asked to help co-chair the administration's Advanced Manufacturing Partnership Program and industry-university collaboration. And so I assisted the MIT team in both those very deep studies. Those were very much oriented towards producing ideas and results. And in the end, these two studies focused on innovation policy and really practical results to try and turn the manufacturing innovation system around. So in the political season that's just been evolving, I began to see the connections between what I had been working on and the kind of wild politics of this past year. And in particular, this whole new political phenomena of Donald Trump and his major voting bloc that fell in behind him, I began seeing as actually closely related to the problems that the manufacturing sector had been going through. The Trump voter, typically white male, that community has been very hard hit in the American economy the last 10 or 15 years. So for example, median income of non-college educated males in the United States is down 20% since 1990 and 2013. That's a pretty painful statistic. This country thought that it was classless, right? We all thought we were all middle class, but we're having this rude awakening that in fact there's a working class community out there that's been hit. And it's been hit in a variety of ways, but one of the core stories is the effect of the manufacturing sector's decline. So we lost 5.8 million jobs in manufacturing between 2000 and 2010. This is not just the Great Recession. This is a larger structural change that's been going on in the economy. And the frustrated voters are part of an expression about what's been happening in that sector. Other parts too, but in that sector in particular. Manufacturing is a big job multiplier. It's the biggest in the economy. So that a manufacturing job creates jobs in other parts of the economy. And the manufacturing sector itself can be viewed as an hourglass. We can look at the inputs into that production moment and the outputs out of that production moment. The production moment itself, which has about 12 million workers in it, is not particularly big. But what's flowing into that production moment and out of it is much larger. And these value chains that stretch from the resources and supplier and components and R&D inputs into manufacturing, and then the outputs through the distribution system, retail, sales, life cycle of the product. Those are much bigger sectors than manufacturing itself, but these value chains stretch through them. And when you snap those value chains, when you disrupt the production, it disrupts a much larger system in the economy. So this is a bigger phenomena, I believe, than we've given it credit for. We need to start to understand it and develop some approaches to it, because it's starting to be very socially disruptive. What do we do about this? I've obviously been watching a lot of work and efforts around this. Manufacturing is a very complex economic system. And this decline has been going on for some time. So there's not going to be a single kind of silver bullet fix here. This is not going to be simple. There'll be trade issues, there'll be macroeconomic issues, there will be job retraining issues, there'll be worker education issues, there'll be worker assistance issues. There's a panoply. I think what's been new and interesting is that we're starting to see manufacturing as part of the innovation system, deeply connected to it, very important to it. It's the way products become real, ideas become real. The focus of this administration has been in developing some 15 manufacturing institutes that are aimed at developing new kinds of ways of producing goods, where the U.S. could have a competitive advantage through its innovation strength. I think that's going to be a core important idea as we go ahead.